Hey everybody, what's up? So I want to talk about Kingdom of Hearts Chain of Memories. A very wonderful person I used to work with and I'm still friends with, especially on Facebook, mentioned the fact that they couldn't get into the game, and I understand that. The card-based system is kind of a pain in the rump roast. And at the time, the funny thing is, like, you had a lot of games like Yu-Gi-Oh! But other games, this was a TV show, I believe, Duel Masters. Sorry, Duel Master. It's one of those trading card games that you have to figure out what's what. Kingdom of Hearts, Chain of Memories, for that particular one. It's kind of one of those games where as you go along, you have to go, okay, which cards are going to help me out for this enemy and this enemy, or you like it might have a mixture, and you're sitting there going, frick a duck, because you don't know, so you have to experiment. Not like that. To find out what combination works. I don't think a lot of fans of the series probably got into it not because can be a bad game. It's just more it's not what they're used to. If you played a handheld, yeah, you're used to that. You're used to the different way things are done. For a GBA game, you can't get what a PlayStation had. So obviously, it's not going to appeal to a lot of people. Now, if you want to get somebody into Kingdom of Hearts that may have never played the games, this was never a good game to get them into it. You're probably better off getting the PlayStation to play the actual games on. I know there was one for the Xbox. I haven't touched it yet. I really need to. I don't even have a PlayStation to play the older games. That's a different story. It works in its own way. If you're someone that likes card games, if you're like Yu-Gi-Oh! And that, to where you can pick the right combination of cards. If you can figure out the battles, that's the biggest aspect of it. And I had played Yu-Gi-Oh! For the GBA prior, so for me, I kind of have that experience. But having face-to-face enemies, like where you pick everything in advance, has disadvantages. Does it work? Not really, depending on the person. It is convoluted system in a way, and I'll admit to that. I will really admit that it is just horrible at times. But I trekked on. I got sorted to level 40. I stopped playing it. I don't remember. It's because I got a different game and I got frustrated with it. Probably not to cough. Or if it was, I think that was it. I think I just got a different game and I was going to get back into playing it and I never did. I can't show anything because my DSi screen, DSi screen is really small. I don't have batteries for my regular Advance, and my SP needs charging. So, yeah. And I don't have a GameCube to play it on. Now, what would be interesting is they do have like a Retron Square. Would kind of be nice to play it on the TV. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to carry it over to my regular file, but it dumps everything onto the game cart. Like I said, sorry, sinuses. Just to kind of get an idea of what it'd be like, because some of the stuff you do probably need that bigger screen to see everything, because there's so much going on. It is fun in its own way. It does have its perks. It does have its downsides. It's not easy to find in the wild. I checked like eBay prices for like a complete copy without being in the plastic wrap. It's like $69. Bottom line, if you buy Japanese version, it's kind of like 5 or 6-ish. US versions are around $9 or $10 starting before shipping. If you want to try, a Kingdom of Hearts game, and if you're not a fan of it, don't get into this one. Just don't. if you're hardcore and you play the game and you know the system and you've played all these other card games, go for it. I had a lot of, like I said, I had a lot of problems trying to figure out the right combinations, trying to figure out like everything. Like if you lose a battle, the main thing is at least you kind of know what cards work and what cards don't after a while. Like I said, I got sorted up to level 40. I hate to say it. I hate the way you have to pick cards for Donald. I don't know what it is about him. There's just something I hate about excuse me, picking the cards. Goofy and Story, you're fine with. Donald, not as much. Because for him it's different. Goofy just using a shield. Like you can figure out what cards to use. Overall, it's up to you. Do you want to punish yourself? Emulate. Honestly, just emulate it if you can. I shouldn't say that. Don't buy it. Emulate it. Figure it out for yourself. If you want to get a copy, go for it. I would not spend the money if you don't think you're going to buy it. I'm going to be honest with you on that one. Because you will either punish yourself, you'll get frustrated, and like you just want to, like if you have a physical copy, you just want to go against the wall or take a hammer to it. I never felt that way. I really didn't. Probably should have at times, but I don't, think about destroying my games. Sorry, thought my phone went off. So that's all I can really say. I would give it it's like I don't give games a ranking, but if I did, maybe about a 7 out of 10. For most people, it would probably be a 4 out of 10, depending on their viewpoint. No, I know I shouldn't recommend emulating a game in Square Enix, so you'd have a hard time with that, especially being Disney. Might be worse. It's really up to you, You can find a physical copy online or depending on where you live. I went to a local game store. Every time I went there, never saw a copy of it. And I'd gotten this years and years ago. Like my work had this deal where you could earn points, we could redeem for other stuff. And I redeemed it for this game and another one. And the other thing is, like Yu-Gi-Oh was popular. And part of the thing that, people try to cash in on, especially Atari, was, games like Duel Master that were on TV. These games, honestly, Kingdom Hearts is a lot better in terms of graphics. Yu-Gi-Oh is better in terms of graphics. It is a fun game still to play, but it kind of gives you an idea of how to play card-based games. If you're not willing to try to get into Yu-Gi-Oh, play these, Yu-Gi-Oh, and then Kingdom Hearts. That's going to be your best option. Or just play those and Yu-Gi-Oh and forget the rest. And if you really want to challenge, get SNK Card Fighter for the Neo Geo Pocket, if you have one. Or, was that system? I think it was. Or for the DSi. If you do play it, just practice, 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 unless you have the action replay. Then you can turn on the cheats, which don't always help if you're trying to effectively play the game. There are a couple parts where I had to do it. That's it, everybody. I'll talk to y'all later. Take care. Bye.